It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
We love reading your comments on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like to interact with us, Facebook. And we have seen every now and then some things come up about questions about some of our Money Guy rules. And so we wanted to go ahead and answer one of those today for everyone to benefit from. It's about the 23-8 rule. This is our rule on how to buy a car. You know, a lot of people, Brian, say you should just pay cash. That's better. So why is that not our advice? And why do we teach the 23-8 rule? And why don't you recap the rule too, so everyone knows?
If you pull, this is kind of what we posted now. This is 3 separate slides. You know, part 1 of the 23-8 is we want you to put down 20%. I mean, these are depreciating vehicles over the long term, so it's good to have some skin in the game and actually put a nice size down payment. Number 2, though, is pay it off within 3 years. We know that you can get underwater in a vehicle pretty quickly, so you need to have a very aggressive plan to pay it down quickly, and that's why we kind of stick to the 3 years or 36 months. And then number 3 is make sure your car payment is no more than 8% of your gross income. This is going to keep you from having eyes bigger than what your wallet or purse can afford. So 8% of your gross income, multiply what your annual income is, times 8%, and then divide that by 12. That'll kind of give you some guidance on what your car payment. And then there are some other little asterisks I always like to share. First of all, if it's a luxury brand, I want you paying cash for it. That's where I do agree with the cash buyers, because once you can afford nice things and you have money in the bank, you should pay cash for stuff. But this 23-8 is established to give you options when you might be on that step of growing from zero. And that's why I want your investments, your monthly investments, to always exceed what your monthly car payments, because that's going to help you build that army of dollar bills.
So, Brian, that all seems reasonable, but some of our listeners don't necessarily agree with that. Here is an example from Ryan. I'm just going to read this. No, your rules suck. They are for people who think being in debt for depreciating asset is a good idea. Here are the actual rules you guys should follow. Number 1, find a vehicle that's used, around 3 to 5 years old. A car depreciates in value significantly more in the first 3 to 5 years than the rest. So if you're paying that tax you're paying that tax right off the bat by purchasing a new vehicle. Rule number 2, pay with cash that you've saved up specifically for purchasing a vehicle. If you can save up towards a down payment, you can be a little more patient and save up that cash in full. All caps, do not finance a depreciating asset. Ryan thinks that our rules suck.
So I actually like having discussions. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. I wish Ryan wouldn't have used the word suck, because I like to take the high road. Let's keep this all positive.
My kids would be offended if they heard I said that.
I know, but I mean, I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't slap an asterisk on this thing just because we used a comment with that strong a language on it. But here's the reality situation. I had immediately had the reaction of I went back in time, back when I was a young 22-year-old, just graduated college, broke as a joke. I was economically challenged, and I had a car that was 13 years old. It was affectionately known as the Ragalier by all my friends. Not reliable transportation. When you're at zero, the best way you can start your wealth building journey is you better have a JOB. When you're BROKE, you need a JOB to start building that army of dollar bills, and you need reliable transportation. My car was not going to consistently be able to drive the 20 minutes to work. I needed a car. So I'll give Ryan credit. My first car out of college, I'm going to give, because this is a true experience share, was $10,000. I bought a Mazda 626. You guys have heard me talk about those oscillating fans that I love so much, and that Mazda 626. It was 5 on the floor. I thought it was the coolest car in the world. $10,000. I had about $1,500 to $2,000 a down payment from some graduation money, as well as some residual from driving buses in college. So I had the 20% down payment. I made that happen, and it was a used car. So I abided by Ryan's rule number 1. Where I went sideways with Ryan, but I know I did good for myself, was that this $10,000 car would not been available for me because I came out of college with no money. My starting salary was $28,000, and all I had to show the bank was my letter of offer. And I said, look, take a bet on me. give me this 3-year loan so I can start financing this car so I can get to my job and start the wealth building journey. It's easy for people like Ryan who maybe have some money or have had some success financially, just like it's easy for me now to go buy nice cars with cash. I just stroke a check. It's no big deal. But I started at zero, and we have to create rules that open the door and create opportunity for everyone on this aspirational journey of creating wealth. And that's what the 23-8 does. It doesn't close the door and make you feel bad because you're starting from zero. Bo's been there.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there. You can be wealthy with our rules and going down this journey. And I'm not going to sit up here in my ivory tower and go, you better pay cash. You better pay cash, when I didn't do it myself. So I crafted rules that actually work for people who are even 22, just graduate college. I was not any dumber or any less, able to become wealthy. It's just I was at the beginning of the journey, and I needed rules that checked the boxes on that as well.
Love it.